Greetings and welcome back to Papo Coin Channel, Crypto Family. It's wonderful to have you back here with me. Regardless of where you are on this great planet, I sincerely hope you are having a fantastic day as we go deeply into XRP today. So let's get started immediately. On the one-day chart, we can see that XRP is currently trading at 2.09. Here's something intriguing now. It's actually rather impressive that we were able to stay above that important $2 barrier today. Here's the problem though, and I want to tell you the truth. It is possible that XRP will fall below $2 if Bitcoin continues to decline. And what do you know? The story that is currently being told is very vicious. People are saying that cryptocurrency is dead everywhere you look. I'm referring to articles popping up everywhere that declare cryptocurrency is doomed. Everyone is being warned that prices will continue to plummet. But here's my opinion, and I'll tell you the truth. I will purchase more if XRP falls below $2. Actually, I only took a small portion of that earlier dip, and I'm currently sitting here watching what transpires. Do you recall what I stated in the video from yesterday? It was far too soon to rejoice. When we were driving above 220 yesterday, everyone was excited and yelling, "We are so back!" But that's precisely why I always advise waiting and seeing what happens over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours. You've undoubtedly noticed this pattern. A sharp upward surge is typically followed by a downward move. And sure enough, we just saw the same thing happen once more. Let's now take a moment to discuss Bitcoin. Take a look at this. It is now again above 91,000. However, it actually plummeted all the way down to just over 88,000 earlier today. Expecting Bitcoin to drop even further this week, people are becoming quite anxious. Bitcoin is predicted to drop below 70,000, which, to be honest, I hope doesn't happen. I sincerely hope that Bitcoin's recovery starts soon, because if it does, the market as a whole will rise along with it. That's the way this place operates. In fact, the fear and greed index increased by 1 point. The market as a whole is currently in complete fear, whereas yesterday it was at 15. However, seasoned investors are aware of this secret. Now is the ideal time to increase your cryptocurrency purchases. You have a purchasing chance when there is blood on the streets and everyone is in a panic. On days like today, you don't sell. I find it incredibly annoying that so many individuals are willing to sell their cryptocurrency right now. To be honest, I don't understand. Consider it. Unless you sell, you haven't really lost anything. You will be profitable once more when this market recovers. However, you really lose money when you press the sell button. Let's now examine the opinions of the professionals. The headline reads, "Expert shares target $1.50 as XRP losses break out level." Everyone expects us to go considerably lower, as I've been telling you. Some even claim that XRP will soon drop below $1. Personally, I don't think that will occur. However, I do believe there's a chance we might retest at $1.80 and perhaps even fall a bit before making a big comeback. I've discovered this after observing past market cycles. The largest breakouts always appear to occur when everyone believes the cycle is finished and has just concluded. This pattern has often been observed in previous rounds, and history is probably going to repeat itself. Another story claims that XRP is on the verge of collapse. A cryptocurrency expert outlines how much more it can drop. The aim for this one is 173. Although I don't even think we'll fall below $1.90. If we lose the $2 support, that seems more probable to me. The problem is that there is still a chance that we won't even drop below $2. Guess what? Earlier today, people were demanding that. It didn't. I have something essential to tell you. The chart for XRP still appears to be quite strong. Nothing has really changed. Absolutely nothing. It is bullish that so much XRP is still being removed from circulation. The passage of the Clarity Act is still pending. I'll go into more detail about that shortly. However, this is the main point. Regarding this cryptocurrency, nothing has changed. XRP is still in a position to transfer enormous sums of money globally. Every single one of those payment streams is still operational. This wild candle on Kraken earlier today led some people to believe that something bizarre had occurred. The wick you're looking at indicates $91 per XRP. Hold on though, this isn't actual price discovery. When a narrow order book moment occurs, one of three things occurs. At these absurd prices, a single modest order can fill when liquidity momentarily disappears. Therefore, avoid becoming overly excited or frightened by that. It's not a real market movement, but a technical error. Why does this occur now? The three primary reasons are as follows. First, it can be an order for fat fingers. At market, someone unintentionally made a huge purchase with an absurdly high limit, a classic error that occurs more often than you might imagine. The second possibility, which is somewhat typical, is a malfunction in the data flow. Corrupted candle data is occasionally pulled by TradingView and Kraken's API, particularly during the midnight low-volume windows on those 1 or 45-minute charts. But here's the deal. There is no indication of future price behavior from these wicks. They don't point to some covert institutional purchasing taking place in the background. It's merely noise from the market. This is where things start to get interesting, though. I've been stating this for years. I think the banks are experimenting with XRP on the private ledger. Consider it. Why do these XRP issues occur so frequently? Yes, you might occasionally see this with other cryptocurrencies, but with XRP, it occurs frequently. It has occurred throughout the history of XRP. Glitches will lead to wealth, I've always said. In all honesty, I believe that we will eventually realize that pricing point. Take a moment to consider this. XRP is now being tested by the banks at various pricing points. After the testing period is over, our actual price will most likely be the one they determine to be effective for worldwide settlements. And the range we're discussing is between $100 and $5,000. We truly don't know what that ultimate cost will be. According to Black Swan Capitalist, XRP will be worth around $300,000. Here's what I do know, however, I'm not sure if it will be that high. When XRP is used for payments worldwide, it cannot continue to be inexpensive. Let's discuss these ETF forecasts in relation to price objectives. According to this estimate, the price of XRP is $220 based only on ETFs. Everyone is currently discussing how ETF inflows might drive XRP closer to the $220 price goal. The worst part is still to come. The float of XRP is actually 10 times thinner than what the market anticipates according to analysts. Direct spot purchases from ETFs have the potential to significantly increase demand, and I wholeheartedly concur with that evaluation. Here's why this matters so much. As we already know, XRP is being removed from circulation by these ETFs. Whatever your perspective, there will eventually be true scarcity. I thought everyone wanted to burn the escrow. Everyone wants XRP to simply vanish from the market. Guess what, though? That time is now. These ETFs will keep purchasing XRP every day until there is no more available. Guess who's buying your XRP when you're panicking and selling it? The companies that issue ETFs. It is being absorbed by institutions. As you sell your XRP, whales are still accumulating it. Before you know it, XRP will be quite expensive. Then, as they become accessible, consumers will purchase minuscule fractions of one XRP. That is precisely what this is causing. Many claim that ETF issuers are secretly stacking XP at these low prices in the background, which is why these prices are occurring even now. Now, Paul Barron has something truly intriguing to share. The biggest Bitcoin ETFs, which are now lagging treasury bills, are seeing investors withdraw their funds. ETH, XRP, and Solana are undergoing rotation. Take a moment to consider this. Why has the price of Bitcoin been stable recently? Most likely, Bitcoin ETFs received a large portion of the institutional inflow. However, they are now selling those ETFs, which is driving down the price of Bitcoin and the market as a whole. This is the exciting part, though. The decoupling we've all been waiting for might actually result from this. Consider it. Funds are moving from Bitcoin ETFs to XRP, Solana, and very likely ETH ETFs. The price of